So, hello friends, myself Dr. Lidu Dubey, and I have been giving lectures on molecular basis of inheritance for the class 12 biology CBSE. I have covered different topics, and if you want to go through it, please subscribe my channel and you will come to know the different topics covered under it, and as well as the forthcoming topics to be covered. So, today I am going to teach this packaging of DNA in eukaryotes. So under this, I will be covering the packaging of a DNA helix, packaging of a DNA in prokaryotes in brief, packaging of DNA in eukaryotes in details, and non-histone chromosomal protein. So why this packaging of DNA is required? Packaging of DNA is required because your DNA is a very long polymer. How long it is? We can calculate it out how long it is. DNA helix in each chromosome has a length that is 1000 times the diameter of the nucleus. For example, in human, a 2-meter long DNA is packed in a nucleus of about 10 micrometer in diameter. And this is made possible by a compact and marvelous packaging and organization of DNA inside the cell. So here, we first of all will calculate it out that how long this DNA is. We know that distance between two conjugative base pair is 0.34 nanometer, and if we convert into a meter, it will be 0.34 into 10 to the power minus 9. We know that total number of base pair in DNA helix is 6.6 into 10 to the power 9, and mammalian cell will calculate it out in this way, that 6.6 into 10 to the power 9 into 0.34 into 10 to the power minus 9, this value. And this length of DNA helix in typical mammalian calculate out is to be 2.24 meter. So this is such a long DNA. How it is packed in a diameter of a cell which is around, for prokaryote it is 0.1 to 5 micrometer, whereas for eukaryote it is only 10 to 100 micrometer. So how this is possible? This can be only possible when the DNA goes times again coiling and coiling and coiling. Only then this is possible. So we are going to discuss that this how coiling means packing of DNA helix is done in prokaryotes and eukaryotes. So let me explain in brief that packing of DNA in prokaryotes. Prokaryotes is not having any nucleus. There is no nucleus need. So here single loop of DNA you can see here in the figure, and this area is here called nucleoid. In that area this DNA is there. So DNA is organized as a single chromosome in the form of a double-stranded circle. And these vectoral chromosomes are packed in the form of nucleoids by interaction with protein and certain cations like polyamines. So here you can see these are the DNA in the nucleus, and they are all circular. But packaging of DNA in eukaryotes is very different. DNA is associated with various proteins to form chromatin, which then get organized into compact structure which is called chromosome. So if we pull out one chromosome of human, it comes around 4 centimeter in length. And we know that human chromosome has 46 chromosomes. So if we multiply, it comes around 1.84 meter. So every cell of human consists of 1.8 meter long chromosome inside the nucleus. So we should know now what is histone. This is term associated with the packaging. So histones, they are protein rich in basic amino acid like lysine and arginine. So they are rich in basic amino acid. So DNA double helix is wrapped around this. This is your DNA double helix. It is wrapped around this histones. So this lysine and arginine, they carry positive charge in their side chain. Therefore, positive charge basic protein on which a negatively charged DNA are wrapped. So histones are double. They were forming this. This is histone H2B, H2A, H3, and H4, and they are all in doubles. You can see it all in doubles. So when they doubles, they form 8 molecules of histone octamer. And this negatively charged DNA is then wrapped around this positive charged histone. There's H2A, H2B, H3, and H4. You can see here in the figure. So what is the role of the H1 protein here? It helps in attaching the DNA to it and thereby holding the structure. structure which has been formed between the histone and DNA. Now how this nucleosome looks like? It looks like a beads on string. This is your string and it looks like a beads on string. So it is also referred as beads on string. So how this is formed? So first of all, let me tell you that nucleosomes are the repeating unit, that's the repeating unit of chromatin. Here the structure of your naked DNA double helix I have shown, and it is around 2 nanometer. Then chromatin which has thread-like strain bodies present in the nucleus. So chromatin is packed to form your solenoid structure. So before following the solenoid structure, they form beads on string which is your 10 nanometer. And then this beads on string, they is packed to form a solenoid structure of 30 nanometer in diameter. You can see here. This is the solenoid structure has been formed. And then finally further supercoiling takes to form looped structure called chromatin fiber. Then this chromatin fiber forms non-condensed loops of chromosome which is 300 nanometer in length, and finally condensed to chromatid. This is chromatid which further supercoils to form chromosome of 700 nanometer. This chromatid they further supercoils. You can see here, and they form 700 nanometer. And at metaphase, final supercoiling condensed form of chromosome form around 1400 nanometer is formed. So you can see here the structure of nucleosome. Here each core, this is one core of histone. Here each core has 2 turns of DNA. You can see here it has 2 turns of DNA which is wrapped around it and is having around 150 base pair. Now nucleosome is separated by your spacer DNA, the spacer DNA, and to which histone H1 is attached. Spacer DNA are non-coding DNA. And this continuous strings of nucleus presents beads on string. So you can see here H1, H1 and this DNA. Now what is in eukaryotes we are having both coding and non-coding. Means your this spacer DNA it don't codes for any protein, whereas the rest part we can say it's coding. So this is structure of nucleosome. Now another part is covered in under this topic is non-histone chromosomal protein. What are they? They are sets of protein packaging at higher level. We don't need to study this in details at class 12 level. Here there are two types, euchromatin and heterochromatin. In euchromatin you are loosely packed in a typical nucleus, whereas heterochromatin they are densely packed in a typical nucleus. And this euchromatin they are transcriptionally active, means transcription takes place, whereas in heterochromatin they are transcriptionally inactive, means no transcription takes place. So lots to learn, keep learning, and subscribe if you like my channel. Thank you.